Welcome back. In this video, we're going to keep going with our rock, paper, scissors application. And specifically, we are going to get the player's choice and compare it with the choice of the computer. So how can we do that? Well, before we do that, I want to look at when statements. Okay, so let's replace if with when. So this is just a different way, and that is really working with cascading numbers and comparisons, because in our case we had this cascading numbers comparison where basically the number could be 1, 2, and 3. And when you do that, the IDE, so Android Studio, recommends to use when statements. So the structure of a when statement, you can see it right here, is just using the when keyword, then in brackets, the variable that you are comparing or that you are checking. And then it says, if the variable random number is 1, then execute this piece of code. If random number is 2, then please execute this piece of code. And if the random number is 3, then execute this piece of code. Okay, so that's basically the logic behind it is the same. It's just a different way of displaying it, and it's a little neater this way. It just looks a little better. Okay, so now we're going to use that same concept with this when statement, but in a little more complex manner. So let's go ahead and use val winner. So we're creating a new variable called winner, which allows us to store who is the winner. So how do we enter a value to it? Now the beauty is we can use a when statement to assign the result directly to a variable. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's use the same principle with this when, but not as we did here, but now this time in a slightly different approach where basically we are comparing and then executing accordingly. So how we do that is the following way. So we just say when, and we say here player choice is double equal computer choice. What should happen then? Then we say tie. Okay, where do we say that? Well, we say or assign that directly to winner. So this val winner is going to contain a string, because we say that here. So we're just saying when condition A is met, then assign tie to winner. When player choice is equal to rock, so we're using double equal signs, and double equal signs is how you compare, okay? So this double equal compares one thing to another thing, and if they are the same, then it's going to return true. If they are not the same, then it's going to return false. So if it is true, then this when statement will go and use this tie to store it inside of winner. When player choice is rock, as it equals rock, and the computer choice equals scissors, then the winner is going to be the player. And we should put that into a string as well here, because that's what it is supposed to go for. Now, these are two of the options that we have, right? We have either there's a tie because both have the same choice, or we have the other options that there are. So it is in total, I believe, 1, 2, 3, yeah, actually 3 options. So, okay, then the player wins. And the thing is, we could go over all the options that there are, okay? Because there's the option of rock and rock, there's the option of paper and paper, there is the option of scissors and scissors, and all those 3 are tied or are considered in here, in this one line. Because we're just saying in those cases where they are equal, it's a tie. That's it. We don't need to write all of those manually down like we are doing here. Obviously, we could do that, but it would be a waste of time. So we can do it a lot faster, but just saying, hey, in either way, if they are the same, then it's a tie. Okay? And then we have the other option. So actually, we just have a few options left, because we only have the option that the player chooses rock, we have the option that the player chooses paper, and we have the option that the player chooses scissors. And we just take the options where the player would win, And then in all other cases, the computer wins. Okay, so let me write that down and you will see it and it will make a little more sense. So we have the rock, the paper, and the scissors option. And then we go ahead and use the computer choice again to be, in this case, so we had scissors, rock, and now what does scissors lose against, win against? It wins against paper. So now we're saying in this case, also the player won. So these are the cases where the player would win. And now in all other cases, so with an else here, the computer will win. So the winner will be computer. So this winner variable will contain computer. Okay, and that is what we do with this when statement. We compare the choices, so either it's a tie or we take the 3 options where the player wins and then all the other options the player loses. Now you could obviously also go ahead, okay, if the player chooses rock and the opponent chooses paper, for example, then the computer wins and so forth. So you could write all of those options down, but you don't have to. I mean, we have 2 by the power of 3 options, so it's 8 options in total. But you see, we came about with just 5 lines, so we didn't write all of those 8 options down. Now you could obviously do that, but if you can logically think about it and improve the code, you can get away with less code, which is the beauty that we have right here. And now we can just go ahead and send it out to the user whether he won or the computer won. So I'm going to pause the video here, or I'm going to make a break here, and in the next video we're going to finalize it. Okay, so see you there.